Do let me know which method you prefer to analyze the pricing for Parktown Residences. And do you think Parktown Residences is reasonably priced? Hi guys, Parktown Residences indicative pricing is out. So today I'll be doing my review of the pricing for Parktown Residences, whether the pricing is right and should we even consider to go into this project. My focus today will be mainly on the pricing and not so much on the nitty-gritty information of like project information, floor plan analysis and all that. All these are very important in my opinion, but I feel that the most important thing is the entry price. Because if the entry price is not even right, I will not even go on to waste my time to analyze further. Okay, so without further ado, I will go into my analysis. So this is the indicative pricing for Parktown Residences. We can see here the starting PSF is from 2.135 million for the 4-bedroom, and for the 1 plus RD is from 1.07 million. It looks quite interesting to me, okay, but this is always the starting price. So do take it with a pinch of salt because the average price and the actual launch price may be quite different from this. So I will also go into how to actually analyze or predict what is the actual pricing based on the indicative pricing. So stay tuned. So why am I choosing Parktown Residences to analyze? As you can see from here, HProp already announced that the turnout for these Parktown Residences is similar to Emerald of Katongs with over 10,000 visitors over the weekend. So will Parktown Residences be another EOK, Emerald of Katong? We shall see on the launch day. Okay, so just some basic information on Parktown Residences. Okay, basically this is a project with 99 years leasehold, District 18, and with over 1193 units. So this is quite a big development for integrated mix project. And its expected TOP is not too far away and 2028 estimated. So we hope that it will be around that timing. The unit mix is from 1 bed plus study all the way to 5-bedroom premium. So it's quite a good mixture of unit mix. So this project is the #1 largest integrated development with transport hub in Singapore. So this is the first time we have such a mega development which is integrated. Very, very interesting, and I think it's something that is very rare. And this is an integrated 7-in-1 development. So what does it mean by 7-in-1? 7-in-1 means that it has residential, it has MRT, it has bus interchange, hawker center, community plaza, retail mall, and community club. So you can say that it has everything all in one, 7-in-1. So I would say that staying here is definitely very convenient as you can get access to basically everything. So I also did some research and I realized that mega integrated development, there's only about 3% in Singapore. So you can see from here, there's only 8580 units out of a total of 351,179 units. And this is based on year 2023 statistics. Okay. And further, we can see that there are only 9 mega integrated development with residential and commercial retail mall. They are seamlessly integrated with transport hub. So it goes to show that there are only 9, which is even rarer to have such a development which has all these attributes. Okay, but why am I saying that pricing analysis is very, very, very important? In fact, some people were saying that property is all about location, location, location. Or in this case, it's about attributes. Like it's a rare mixed integrated development, something that you cannot find in the market very commonly, which I also agree. Like what I showed you earlier, there's only about 3% of the property that are of such attributes. And I think that Singaporeans, a lot of them aspire to stay in such development, especially after COVID. They find that they need to have all this convenience under one roof. They don't need to like walk under the hot sun, to the MRT, to the retail mall. So all these are very important. But I feel that another more important thing is the entry price, which I'm going to show you why entry price is more important than any other thing like location or attributes of the condos. So you can see from here that this is a condominium at Orchard Road. Okay, as we all know, Orchard Road is one of the best locations in Singapore. Everybody hope to be able to stay in Orchard Road one day. But yet this development, when it was launched in 2011 at about 3,003 per square feet, average per square feet, and you see, even until today, after COVID, right, it has never recovered back to the launch price. Is location the most important for property? So we need to delve further into this. And you look at this condo, actually it has a drop of over 35% in prices. Okay, so you may debate with me that, Vincent, you are using a property that is in Orchard Road, but right now foreigners are not buying. So the demand for Orchard Road properties are mainly from foreigners. So due to the ABSD, the demand has dropped. So I'm going to use another project. This one is at Bishan. Okay, so Bishan is quite popular with our locals. But you can see that this project, right, since launch until 2021, it has not made any profits. And because of COVID, that's why the prices actually go up. So if let's say there's no COVID, right, today this property at Bishan could still be in the red. So its location, very important. This project is actually at Bishan and next to MRT. Another development, this is High Park Residences. Okay, so this project is not near MRT, only near to LRT. From 2015 all the way until today, about 10 years, it has appreciated by about 66%. So does location really matters? So you may say that maybe we don't buy near MRT project. Okay, then let's look at this project at Park Esta. Okay, so Park Esta is right next to Eunos MRT, but yet, interestingly, this project make money from 1,007 per square feet to 2,284 per square feet. So what is the important attributes or what is the important consideration in buying a property? I would still say that the most important thing is always the entry price. Okay, so today I will go and analyze whether Parktown Residences entry price is correct and should we even consider to buy this development. So the thing about buying property is that a lot of people go by instinct, emotions, or hype. So a lot of people are going for this project. It means this project is definitely will make money. So sometimes it may be the case, but sometimes it may not be the case. So today I'm going to share with you some of the techniques which I use to analyze property. And I hope that you can use this method to help you to analyze whether this project is a good buy or not a good buy. Okay, so but before we go further to analyze whether Parktown Residences prices is okay to consider or not, we first need to look at what is the estimated launch price. Because right now we still don't have the actual launch price. We only have the indicative pricing from the developer. So we all know that indicative pricing is just an sometimes you can call it a gimmicks. It's just an entry price to get people to come in to see the project. Because if they're going to put the actual price, it may not appeal to many people. So they always put the starting price. So starting price is always the lowest price. All right. So but this is an indication that you can use. So I'm going to use the past few launches to estimate what could be the likely launch price for this development. Stay tuned. So one of the recent project, this Norwood Grand, which is also near to MRT, you can see that the starting per square feet is from 1,895 per square feet. Okay. So, but what was the actual launch price? The actual launch average price was 2,067 per square feet. Another recent project, Nava Grove, starting per square feet 2,224 per square feet. And let's look at what is the actual average price. Actual average price was 2,448 per square feet. And the most recent launches, the Ori, starting price from 2,395 per square feet. Let's look at what is the average price on launch day. It's 2,704 per square feet. So I actually come out with a chart to analyze this, and we can actually use this to deduce whether what is the estimated launch price for Parktown Residences. Are you excited? Okay, so let's look at this table. You can see that I have already tabulated all the prices that I analyzed earlier. So Norwood Grand, just like I mentioned, starting price 1,895, average price 2,067. So the gap between the starting PSF and the average PSF is 9%. And we look at Nava Grove, starting PSF 2,224, average PSF is 2,448. So the gap is about 10%. And last but not least, the Ori, starting per square feet 2,395, average per square feet 2,704. So the gap is about 13%. So Ori is the highest gap and Norwood Grand is the lowest 9%. So I'm going to use the average of these past three launches. Okay, the average is 11% to actually prorate from the starting price of Parktown Residences. As we can see from here, starting per square feet for Parktown Residences is 2,135 per square feet. So if I base on the average gap, okay, for the few recent launches of 11%, and I extrapolate to the starting price, I will get 2,370 per square feet. Okay, so this could be the likely average launch price. If I use the highest, which is Ori, 13% to extrapolate, I will get 2,413 per square feet for Parktown Residences. Okay, so for this case study analysis, I will use the higher of 2,413 per square feet to do my analysis. And I feel that likelihood the developer will launch at this pricing. This is just my opinion. I may be wrong. Okay, but I'm going to use this to analyze this project. Okay, to see that whether 2,413 or 2,004 per square feet is the right pricing to go in for the average per square feet. Of course, there will be a range, like some of the higher floor units, some of the probably the smaller unit, the per square feet could be higher. Okay, but the 2,413 is just the average per square feet. So I'm going to use a few methods to analyze the pricing for Parktown Residences. So the first method that I'm going to use is called the break-even analysis. Okay, so how to do the break-even analysis? Very simple. First of all, we need to find out what is the break-even price for this project. So we can see from here, right? This is taken from Edge Property. The break-even price is 1,661 per square feet. Okay, so we can use this to analyze what is the approximate right pricing for this project. Okay, So again, I have tabulated this interesting table. Okay, so based on a lot of people based on 15% profit margin, because this is the typical 15 to 20% profit margin is the typical profit range for developers. Okay, so we can see from here, if based on 15% profit margin, the average PSF should be 1827. If based on 20% profit margin, it should be 1993 per square feet. But I don't think the developer will launch at this pricing because the starting price is already 2135 per square feet. Yeah, so I would say that a lot of people has this misconception that when the developer buy cheap, right, they will sell cheap to you. So it's the same concept like when you buy cheap, let's say you buy a property that's at a very cheap price, maybe when the market is not so good. But when the market turn around, like during COVID, will you sell at a low price or will you sell at high price? So human beings are the same. So developers are also the same thing. They are also driven by profits. So let's say they got the land at a very good price, but when the market recovers and now the market is booming, will they sell cheap to you? So I don't think they will sell at 1008 or even 1009, because if they're going to launch at this pricing, I think the whole market will be crazy. The whole show flat will be crowded. Everyone will be rushing to buy this. Okay, so very unlikely because starting per square feet is already 2135. So let's work from 2135 per square feet and see what is the profit margin. Okay, so based on 2135 starting per square feet, the profit margin is already at almost 30%, 29% profit margin. So at 29% profit margin, I think it's something still acceptable. Okay, but what about the expected average per square feet, which just now I estimated at 2413? Okay, so at 2413 per square feet, the developer profit margin will be at 45% profit margin. So is 45% acceptable or not? In my opinion, right, I feel that this is actually quite high risk, especially if this project do not sell out during the launch day or it take very long to sell out. So what is the risk? Because if this project take very long to sell, let's say on the launch day they only sell 50%, that means there's another 50%, and probably they will take another half a year or 1 year to sell out. But let's say during this 1 year or half a year, right, there is some market changes or there's new cooling measures, so the developer can always adjust the pricing downwards. So this has happened before to other projects. I don't want to name which project and which developer, but it has happened before. So when you buy in at a higher profit margin, which means that your risk should be higher. But I'm not saying that you cannot buy, okay, but just that you need to take note of this risk. So the next method that I'm going to use is called the historical gap method. Okay, what is historical gap method? So historical gap, I'm going to compare with integrated development versus non-integrated development to see what is the typical price range or price gap between them, and to see that whether is Parktown Residences price reasonable. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to use this project called Watertown. Okay, Watertown is at Punggol, and another project called Park Centrals just next to it. Both are very near to Punggol MRT. So Watertown is a mixed development. So you can see that the average per square feet here is 1665 per square feet. Park Centrals 1590. Another project, Pasir Ris 8, average per square feet 1847 per square feet. Treasure at Tampines is 1007 per square feet. For Pasir Ris, I did not use the project that is nearby like Coco Palm and all that because the age gap is quite different. So I'll use something that is newer like Treasure at Tampines. Okay, so yeah, otherwise it may not be a very fair comparison if you compare a very old project. So the third one is Woodleigh Residences. So Woodleigh Residences, I'm using another project nearby, which is Park Colonial, and both are relatively very new project. So the per square feet for Woodleigh Residences average is 2332. For Park Colonial is 2241 per square feet. So again, I've tabulated all this into a table using Excel. So you can see that the gap between Watertown and Park Centrals is 4.7%. Pasir Ris 8 and Treasure at Tampines is 8.6%. Woodleigh Residences and Park Colonial is 4.1%. So the average of these three is 5.8%. Okay, so how does this help us to analyze whether the Parktown Residences price is reasonable or not? Okay, so let's use current launches, which is Senegal Residences, which is also in the east. This is at Tanah Merah MRT, and it's not a mixed development. It's not integrated mixed development. So, but the average per square feet here is 2058. So I'm going to use this to compare with Parktown Residences. So using just now the data that I gather, the average of 5.8 and 8.6. So I'm going to use the highest here, okay, 8.6 between Pasir Ris 8 and Treasure at Tampines. And I'm going to extrapolate this 8.6% to Senegal Residences. So I will get 2235 per square feet for Parktown Residences. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that actually this should be the reasonable pricing, because if I compare with historical project like Pasir Ris 8 between Treasure at Tampines 8.6%. So rightfully, I would think that 2235 is the correct pricing for the average per square feet. And I hope that the developer will launch at this pricing. So this is one of the methods that I use to analyze. Okay, it may not be 100% accurate, but this is one of the methods. So this is the last method that I'm going to use to analyze the pricing for Parktown Residences. And this method is I'm going to compare with the current launches as well as the resale condos that is not so old. They are quite new resale condos, because I don't want to compare with the older condos which may not be so accurate. Okay, so without further ado, let's look at these condominiums. So first of all, let's look at this project at Lentor Collections. Lentor Collection meaning all the projects at Lentor area. Okay, so they are Hulot Green, Lentor Mansion, Lentoria, Lentor Hill Residences, as well as Lentor Modern, which is also a mixed development. Okay, so you can see that the average per square feet here is about 2002 on average. Okay, some of them are slightly below 2002, but it's still close to 2002. So you can see that even for this development, right, their average per square feet is already at 2002. Okay, some of these are not even integrated developments. So with mega integrated mixed development, should it command a premium against non-integrated? And these are at OCR location. They are not at RCR or CCR location. So I would say that it's still a fair comparison. And if you look at Lentor Modern, it has already hit 2003 to 2004 per square feet. Okay, so it has really done deal at this pricing. So I would say that if Parktown Residences were to launch at 2003 and 2004, it's still reasonable in this aspect. You may argue with me that all these are the highest per square feet for Lentor Modern. Okay, but bear in mind that these were transacted quite a while ago, about 1 year to 2 years ago. And next, we look at one of the recent launches. This is at Chuan Park, also at OCR location. Okay, basically OCR means mass market location. They are not at city fringe or core central region. Okay, so Chuan Park near to MRT has already hit 2007 per square feet. Okay, so this is not integrated mixed development, but has already hit 2007. And next, we are looking at Park Clementi's. This is resale condos, which is already TOP. It's not very old, only a few years old, but it has already hit transacted at 2000. You can see here, 2,300 per square feet. So being a resale condo at 2003, if I'm selling to you a new launches, which is an integrated mixed development at 2003 to 2004, which is almost the same pricing or slightly higher, do you think it's reasonable? And they are already agents. They are marketing at asking price of 2004 and even 2007 per square feet. Okay, so these are already the calling price in the market. Next, Cravon, which is also near to Park Clementi's and also a resale condo, has already hit 2002 to 2003 per square feet. So this is already done deal in the resale market. And the going rate, asking price of 2003 to 2004 is already in the market. So what do you think is Parktown Residences reasonable price even at 2004? Do let me know which method you prefer to analyze the pricing for Parktown Residences. And do you think Parktown Residences is reasonably priced at 2,400 per square feet? Do let me know your comments and help me to like, subscribe, and share your friends of this video if you find that this video is useful. And if you need any help to analyze the floor plan and the unit type for Parktown Residences, do let me know and reach out to me at my number here. Thank you very much and see you in the next video. Bye.